Simulating short circuit characteristics of a two winding transformer in MATLAB Simulink. Okay, so short circuit characteristics of a transformer are the characteristics which are obtained when the secondary of a transformer is shorted. Okay, so what are the steps involved? So firstly, the LV side of a transformer is shorted. Second step is to provide rated current to the HV winding. Okay, so this voltage value is varied in such a way such that a rated current flows through this winding. Okay, and finally, we will measure the short circuit voltage, short circuit current, and the short circuit power. Okay, so what are the applications for short circuit characteristics? So these are used to obtain the ohmic losses, and secondly, these are used to obtain the equivalent resistance and equivalent leakage reactance of equivalent circuit. Okay, so let me first draw the equivalent circuit of a transformer in short circuit condition. Okay, so this is my primary resistance and leakage reactance, and this is my secondary resistance and secondary leakage reactance referred to the primary side. Okay, there is also a shunt branch representing the core losses and magnetizing flux, but since the core losses are very small in comparison to the ohmic losses, this branch is altogether neglected. Okay, so now this is my final circuit. So this is my VSC, that is the primary voltage which is being measured, and this is the ISC, that is the primary current which is being measured. Okay, so let's move on to the analysis part. Okay, so first of all, the power which is obtained during this condition is directly equal to the ohmic losses of the transformer. Okay, the second step is that with the help of V and ISC we can obtain the equivalent impedance. Okay, and we can also obtain the equivalent resistance by dividing this power by the square of the current. Okay, so this is equal to R1 plus R2 dash, and once we have impedance and resistance, we can easily find out the reactance, which is Z equivalent square minus R equivalent square under root. Okay, and this is equal to x1 plus x2 dash. Okay, so let's move on to MATLAB Simulink and try to simulate this characteristics in that. Okay, so let's open MATLAB Simulink. Let's create a blank model, and let's create a circuit for obtaining short circuit characteristics. Okay, for that I'll be using Simscape power system toolboxes, and the first element which I require is a linear transformer. Okay, so let me just drag and drop here. Okay, so this is a three winding transformer. Let me convert it into a two winding transformer. Okay, so I'll double click it, and let me change the default values. So suppose my transformer is a 20 kVA transformer at 60 hertz supply, and the primary winding is the high voltage winding, and suppose its voltage is 2500 volts. Suppose its resistance is 3.5 ohms and its inductance is 20 millihenry. Okay, and in the same way I'll change the values of secondary winding, and suppose its voltage is 250 volts, its resistance is 0.03 ohms, and its inductance is 0.2 millihenry. Okay, let me change the values of magnetizing resistance and inductance also. So suppose magnetizing resistance is 1000 ohms and reactance is 1 henry. Okay, so these are my initial values, and these values, that is the resistance and the reactance resistance and reactance values, we will be calculating through our short circuit characteristics. Okay, and if the calculated values comes out to be equal to these values, then we can say that our calculations are verified. Okay, so let's proceed. Okay, so next thing I require is a voltage source. Okay, so let me go to electrical sources, and let me just drag and drop this voltage source here. Okay, so let me connect this with the primary of this transformer, and let me short circuit the secondary winding. Okay, so in a short circuit characteristics, the first thing I do is I'll change the value of this AC voltage source such that the rated current will flow through this primary. Okay, so what is the rated current? So the rated current is simply this power divided by this primary voltage. Okay, that is 2 20,000 divided by 2500, and that comes out to be 8 amperes. Okay, so I need to change the value of this AC source in such a way so that the current through this winding is 8 amperes. Okay, so let me use a current measurement device to check that. Okay, so this is my current measurement device. Let me add this in series. Okay, so let me add this in series. Okay, so we require something to view its values also, so let me use a display block. Okay, and since this emitter is giving me an instantaneous value, I need to convert it into an RMS value using an RMS block. Okay, so let's change the value of this AC source to some arbitrary value, suppose 180, and let's simulate this thing. Okay, so but before simulating I need to add one more block, that is power GUI block. Okay, so let's simulate this and see what the values are. Okay, so it's quite close to 8. So if I change the value to 184, it will be approximately equal to 8 amperes. So I'll do that. Yeah, and let me simulate it, and now we can see the values is around 8. Okay, so now rated current flows through primary winding. Okay, so next thing I require is I need to measure the voltage and power. So I'll be using some kind of voltage measurement device and some power measurement device. Okay, so let me call it directly. So this is my voltage measurement device and this is my power measurement device. Okay, the input of power measurement device is simply the input of this voltage and this current. Okay, so let me just connect this voltmeter across this winding, and let me just connect the output of this voltmeter to V, and let me just connect output of this emitter to the input of this power. So now I need to perform certain calculations on these three values, that is power, current and voltmeter, and for that I'll be using one more block, that is subsystem. Okay, so subsystems help me to analyze these or perform these calculations without complicating my original model. So let me enter this subsystem. So since we have three inputs, so I'll change the number of inputs to 3. So the first input is the power, so let me just rename it to P. The second input is current, so let me just rename it I, and the third input is voltage, so let me just rename it V. So it will be showing in my real model. So let me connect them real quick. So P is connected to P, I is connected to I, and V is connected to the V value. So now we will be performing all the calculations inside this subsystem. So first of all, this power will directly give me the core losses. So what I can do is I can directly change the rename the this output block to ohmic ohmic losses, and this change will reflect in my original model. Okay, so now we have one output, that is ohmic loss. The next thing I'll calculate is Z equivalent, the or equivalent impedance. Okay, so that is simply V divided by I, so I'll use a divide block. Okay, so this is a divide block, so V divided by I will give me Z equivalent. Okay, so let me just replicate this output, and now this will give me Z equivalent. So this, let me just rename it, and this goes to Z equivalent. I have Z equivalent. Similarly, I can find out R equivalent also, and R equivalent is simply this P divided by I square. So I need to have square of this current, so I'll use another function, that is math function. So math functions let you choose from different math functions, and let me choose square function. So this is my square function, so I'll connect it with I, and now this output will be P divided by I square, and this will give me the output that will be equal to equivalent resistance. Okay, so this is my equivalent resistance. And finally, since I have impedance and resistance values, I can find out x equivalent, and this will be simply Z square minus RE square whole under root. So let me use this math function again two times. Okay, so when I connect to it to ZE, so it will be ZE square, and when I'll connect it to RE, it will be RE square. So I need to subtract these two, so I'll use a subtract block. So this will be ZE square minus RE square. And finally, I need to use a square root function. Okay, so I'll type in SQRT. This will give me a square root block, and this will square root these values. Okay, and finally, this will give me the net reactance. So this is my subsystem and it's complete, I believe. Okay, one more thing I need to do is I need to add RMS blocks to these voltage and current values, because these inputs are instantaneous values. Okay, so let me just add RMS blocks. So this RMS goes here and one RMS goes here. Now we can proceed on to our main model. Okay, so now I have four outputs. So I need to have certain block to display these outputs, and I'll use display block. So I need four display blocks, so I'll just replicate them. So I need to connect them to this subsystem. So I'll select all of these, hold control button and press left key. So these will connect all these. So let me just simulate them real quick. So after simulating, what we find is the ohmic losses of this transformer comes out to be 412 watts. The equivalent impedance comes out to be 16.24 ohms, and resistance comes out to be 6.431. Okay, so let me check. So the original resistance was 3.5 of primary, and this is 0.03, and when I'll refer it to the primary side, so it will be 0.03 multiplied by 2500 divided by 250 whole square, so it comes out to be 3. So this will be final resistance, equivalent resistance will be 3.5 plus 3, that's almost 6.5, and you can see that it's 6.5, close to 6.5. So our calculations are almost correct. You can do that same for this uh, reactance. So this is my inductance. We can get the reactance by multiplying it by 2 pi f, that is 2 into 3.14 into 60. Then I can refer this reactance to the primary side using the same formula by multiplying it with V2 V1 by V2 whole square, and it will also come somewhere around this 14.91 value. So this is the simulation of short circuit characteristics of a transformer, and that's it for this video. I'll share the .slx file along with this video. So thank you.